Hi, my name is Janica Lang, and I'm a sophomore at Lowell High School, and I'm in E-House.
Hi, my name is Kendrick Delorbe. I'm a junior and I'm in D House. And welcome to Lowell High School. We wanted to give you a tour of all the amazing work that's being done and how far this project has come. We want to show you all the student spaces in all the classrooms that will be open to everybody.
So follow us to get a little sneak peek. Let's go.
Let's go.
Hello, I am Jim Dowd with Skansky USA Building. I'm one of the owner's project managers working with the City of Lowell, overseeing the overall Lowell High School project. And we are standing in what will be the new main entrance to the school, and we're really excited about this main entrance as it's moved about 75 feet forward from the old main entrance, so it's really going to stand out when this new portion of the building opens in August of this year. As we walk through, we're entering what is referred to as the heart of the school. Back in 2018, 2019, the architects Perkins Eastman held a bunch of workshops with the Lowell High School community to see what Lowell High wanted in a new school. And one of the things that came out was that they wanted a heart of the school, that there wasn't a real central location where everything comes together in the school. And this is now the heart of Lowell High School. As part of the main entrance, if we turn around here, there'll be a security desk, 4 doors, and there'll be another layer of doors also for security that people have to be buzzed in through two doors by security at the main desk. Offices in here will be for security and for the SROs. And as we proceed into the heart of the school, this main staircase leads up into the gymnasium, and it's also you see the large stairs on the right. That's a meeting area where people can hang out, do homework, socialize, and just a great area for congregation within the school. And if you turn around behind you, that is going to be a media wall. So not quite as big as you'd see at Fenway or Gillette, but that's going to be all TV screens programmed. They can play videos from theater productions, sporting events, all types of events at Lowell High School. Gymnasium to the left that is open. To the right is what will be the new freshman academy, and the new quadrangle that is all mud now will be open in August for students to congregate. At the end along Arcand, there'll be a fence line, so this will be within the inside of the school where you can go outside. Also, there's going to be turf, AstroTurf on the field, so that it doesn't all get worn out, and it'll be a really nice place for all of the students in the Lowell High community. As we proceed through, this wall here is the 1980s building that is actively the school right now. This wall, we've got a lot of work. Suffolk's got a lot of work coming up this summer, because on the other side of this wall for about 20 feet and 5 feet along the corridor, that's one area of the project that never closes. Most areas we shut down for a year or two and rehabilitate them, but these areas are only going to be offline next summer, and this will be occupied space next summer that's currently occupied space in the next phase. As we proceed in, this is going to be the main cafeteria. This will be for sophomores through seniors. One of the other things when we did the workshops of what the school was looking for was to bring the freshman academy over onto the campus of the high school. And if you look up the mezzanine up there, the students will be able to go to the gymnasium and to the cafeteria. So the downstairs caf is sophomores through seniors. Upstairs, there's a smaller cafeteria that will be for freshmen only. So this is the area where there'll be seating, and we're not just gonna have the existing seats that have the round tables at seat 8. There's gonna be all types of varieties of seating options for the students. The servery, this will be open in last week of August. It's located here. You can see tile works already underway, ceilings underway. If we proceed over here, again, we're tied into the gymnasium building. Those two doors you see there will tie into the corridor that's on the first floor of the gym that feeds to the locker rooms, fitness center, and the multi-purpose rooms. On the right is additional restrooms and also a third PE staff office. And we can proceed next into the freshman, what will be the freshman academy.
I think the progress is really impressive considering the time we've been here. So I'm really liking it so far.
I think I like it a lot. It's so much space, which is amazing. I think everyone needs a lot more space. So.
Significantly more amount of space.
So back in the main entrance area over here is the school store, which is front and center at the entrance. Behind it, because the school store is part of the business program, are the business classroom and offices. We're now stepping into the building that will be the new freshman academy, and I just want to remind people, freshman academy, because of the way the phasing's working, will stay over across Kirk Street until the fall of '26. So the first time the freshmen will actually be in the freshman academy is the school year of '26-27. While we're taking the 1980s building, the 1922 building offline, and then the 1892 building and part of the 22 offline, those students will be housed in the new freshman academy over the next 2 school years. Walking down this corridor here, here we have business classrooms, robotics labs, makerspace lab, and accounting labs. We step in here. These are the makerspace and robotics labs. The grid that you see on the ground will have electrical cord reels and other devices to assist with students working on projects. These 2 rooms can be turned into one big classroom. As you see above, there's a garage door separating. So you can run 2 classes if you want, or you can have one big space with the garage door that's between the 2. Back into the hallway, we have accounting classrooms to the left and another lab space over the right. And you can see that unistrut rig up in the ceiling that was on the ground in the other classroom. As we walk in here, this is a standard classroom. And as you can look along the wall, the ceiling is sloped up towards the outside. That's to let natural light in. The building is also configured so that it is facing south to take in a lot of the natural sunlight. That was one thing the architects looked at in particular, was the positioning of the building relative to getting natural sunlight into the building, as it's a better learning environment for the students. Also, if you notice, whiteboards on all 4 walls. So as opposed to the traditional classroom that has teacher up front with the blackboard, you've got 4 teaching surfaces within each classroom. So this is a typical science lab. Actually, if you go through most of the new schools around the state, this is what you'll find. It is the MSBA standard for a high school lab, both physics and chemistry. You got the hood over there. You've got different stations for experiments over here. And on the other side is another exact replica of this room. In fact, it mirrors all the way up from 2 through 5. So there's 8 laboratories in this building. So in here, this is between the 2 laboratories, teacher prep room, where they can prepare experiments and go into either classroom on either side. As we proceed through, we'll see a mirror image of the last lab we were in. And 2nd through 5th floor are a mirror image of each other. The whole way up. All the floors are exactly the same. You have 2 student larger bathrooms in that location. You've got a stairwell at the end at Arcan, stairwell in the middle, and a stairwell at the end closer to the entrance area, along with the So one thing you'll see as we're walking through is Suffolk is proceeding with the 2nd floor up through the 5th floor. So what you saw on the 2nd floor is going to be the furthest along.
Is there enough for one for every student?
Yes, the school is being built for the agreement with the Mass School Building Authority. We're building for 3,520 students, and I believe there's around 4,000 lockers.
How many roughly bathrooms are open to students in this building?
There will be There is 5 boys' rooms. There's 5 floors, and there'll be 5 boys' rooms with 3 stalls and 1 urinal, and there will be 5 girls' rooms, 1 on each floor, with I believe 4 stalls open to the students. There's also faculty restrooms, as well as in the some of the special education rooms have individual bathrooms within the classrooms. Elevator serving all 5 floors at this end of the building. There's also an elevator in the kitchen, in the servery, so that all the food, as I mentioned, the freshman cafeteria is on the second floor, so nobody's gonna have to hike food up the stairs. There's an elevator within the servery, in the kitchen area, so that the food service can move food in that elevator, in their own elevator.
About the elevators, how many elevators total are in the new building or planned as well?
So on this side of the canal, we've got one in the new gymnasium, we've got one in the cafeteria, there's one in the freshman academy, and there's one that's in the 1980s building now that will, that's a brand new elevator, and that is actually in what's gonna be the construction zone next year, but once that side opens, that will be accessible. It's accessible now, it'll be accessible after phase 3 also. And then in the 1922 building, I believe there's at least 2, I don't know off the top of my head. Here, this is one of a few outdoor teaching spaces. So this is a door, temporary door now, but what will be a permanent door with a railing where you see the 2x4s over there, there'll be a glass railing, and this is an opportunity for outdoor teaching on this roof. We're walking into classrooms that aren't quite as far along. That hole in the wall will not be there. That's only because of the way the phasing is. It's the only way to get into this portion from that portion, but over the summer that will be closed up. If you look here, this is a really interesting part of the project in that we're building classrooms along the corridor that is the 1980s building. So the 600s of the 80s building is right on the other side of that wall. We're building the classrooms this year. They'll be open next year. Over the summer, this wall comes down and gets moved 3 or 4 feet over, so that this will be a full corridor next year. But in order to keep a corridor, to keep the classrooms that are in the 600s, or this side of the 600s open, that corridor does not go offline at any point in the project. That's why if you're walking through the 500s or the 600s, the ceiling above, over breaks or even over weekends, you see more pipe in the ceiling. That's because they're working off hours, because that area of the school never goes offline. We are now above what will be the freshman cafeteria. The gym is on the other side of those walls, but we're on what would be the second floor of the gymnasium area, so there's no access, rather the upper level, because there's 2 stories of the gymnasium. This has a lot of again, you have those, what will be folding partition doors being installed. That's what the frames in the ceiling are for. And proceeding here, we've got a laboratory that also is going to function with another outdoor teaching space. If you take a step out into the corridor, there'll be a door onto another outdoor classroom area.
Will the roof have solar panels?
So as part of the project, the roof will be what we call solar ready, which means the electrical system will have conduits going up to the roof, and the electrical system will be ready to receive solar. The project is not installing solar. My understanding is the city separately is either has completed or is working on a contract to install solar on top of the freshman academy and the gymnasium. I know the gymnasium and the freshman academy, those structures are built to accept solar. We're now out on another exterior classroom, looking down Dutton Street. And we're pretty high up on the gymnasium. That gray area there is all the mechanical spaces in the gymnasium that actually feed this entire side of the canal. So all the mechanical rooms in the gym were built to feed, that we did in phase one, are built to feed Freshman Academy, the current building we're in, and the 1980s that will be renovated in phase three. And this will be an exterior classroom that we're tying into the gym that was completed in phase one. Moving on to two. Spoke of the elevator on this side. That's the elevator that also goes into both serveries. I just spoke of the mechanical rooms in the gymnasium that feed the rest of the campus on this side, and this corridor is a good example with all these large mechanical pipes feeding off into what will be the renovated 1980s and the freshman academy from the mechanical rooms in the new gymnasium. So we have multiple buildings on this side of the campus, and although they're all tied together, they need to expand and contract by themselves. So what you have here is actually a separation of the structure, what we call an expansion joint. And if you look over at the side over there, and the ceiling, although it looks like it's all one building, the structures are separated. Proceed down this staircase to the second floor. So one thing you'll see in this and every staircase, the 1980s building had a lot of staircases that had no windows in them, which becomes a bit of a security issue and just a general feel of the environment. All of the staircases in this building have a lot of curtain wall glass in them. The 1980s stairways that remain are being opened up with curtain wall added, which you saw done over the past summer. I know we got a lot of comments about how people liked how that staircase was opened up. But you're going to see that in all the staircases, that there's going to be glass for an open field. Taking a left in here, we're entering what will be the Freshman Academy house office in 26-27 school year. Next year, this will be the temporary student services office because their space will be under construction next year. Office space, meeting rooms, reception area out front. As we proceed out here, we're back over the main entrance, back to what's referred to as the heart of the school. This is the hallway that I spoke of earlier about the freshmen. When freshmen are going to their cafeteria, they can come out of the freshman academy, go over this area. The hallway here. This is going to get a big glass partition. This item here is called a shoe that will take the glass, receive the glass into it to support the glass partition. The large media wall we spoke of earlier is located right there, and we're looking out over the quad area of the school. Watch your head. Area here is going to be more wide open for the freshman academy. As we take a left, these areas are temporary spaces. We've got the bank to the left. This hole is the ATM machine.
As you said, this is the bank, right?
That's the bank.
Yes, sir.
This area in here is what's going to be more wide open. These are temp walls. This is going to be the library media center next year. There's also going to be fine arts, music on the other side of the wall, which is temp space we need while their space is being renovated in the 1922. But this is going to be all wide open for the Freshman Academy cafeteria with the servery in the area behind you here. There's a bit of an thinking ahead. If you look here, this is kind of interesting. The garage door that will enter the servery, if you look up, is already installed. So that wall in front of it's going to go away. But this is the temporary nurse's office for next year. But the following summer, when they need to open the space up, the garage door is ready to go. We're in the nurse's office here. And this will be the temp nurse's office. The final nurse's office is going to be in the area of what is now the main cafeteria. We can't get over to one of the new house offices. We're gonna have to go back around. Watch your footing here. Walking in here, this is going to be a house office next year. So you get reception like you did at the Freshman Academy house office. You get offices in here. And if we proceed down here, this is going to be a conference room which has a great view of the 1892 Coburn Hall building, the canal, trolley tracks, and a view down Dutton Street.
Favorite room in the building?
Yes. We're hoping with the new tunnels that will be big and spacious, that the word tunnel will go away and that they will be referred to as bridges. of the classroom space in here. And we're walking into the new South Bridge. Just watch your step. So it's all glass on either side. There's plastic up because they just painted the ceiling. But you saw the glass go up over break. This heads into the south end of the 1922 building. There will be heat, AC, lighting, all types of amenities that were not in the old tunnels. So this is going to be a big improvement over those past tunnels.
I love how you guys like looked at studies and then took them into consideration. Like I really like that. Like you know like the slanted ceilings and everything. Like I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, and these tunnels are, I mean, from the outside, they don't look it, but these tunnels are definitely larger,
Yeah.
improved.
And you're right, this tunnel before was getting all the traffic, but I think the plan to move the other tunnel, honestly, will ease the congestion.
That's what we're hoping for.
There's a slope?
There is a bit of a slope.
What's the reason for that?
The reason for that is that the 1922 building and the 1980 building are not built at the same level. And since we're leaving the structure of a lot of the structure of the 1980 building, there's a bit of a slope. If we completely reconstructed, one of the things we would have done was we would have made sure the buildings lined up. But given that we left two buildings in place that did not line up in elevation originally, we had to stick with that. So this area here is going to be open next school year. So this whole zigzag that we're going into here is not going to be the path of travel. There will be a corridor here. This is going to be temporary music space that will eventually house the freshman cafeteria. Another part of the main entrance is as you walk in the main entrance from the parking garage, you've got a large staircase here that will feed into a landing here. And then you see the silver wall with the 2 mark. That puts you right on the gym floor. In the northeast corner of the gymnasium. So that wall there, if I open that wall up, step through, I'm going to be standing up right next to the track. Again, just like we were saying downstairs with the kitchen and cafeteria, those walls are all ready to just open next summer. So next fall, when you come back to school, you'll be able to go up those stairs and walk right into the gym.
So the students won't have to walk all the way around to the back under the
That
little
goes
makeshift
away.
tunnel? Everything's connected.
Yes. In fact, the whole path along the canal, and the door that goes in the back of the gym, that door gets filled in, and what's currently that corridor behind the kitchen going into the gymnasium, that the freezer outside moves inside, and that corridor is going to be storage and walk-in cooler space for the kitchen. So that corridor goes away. And as I spoke of earlier, downstairs, you can walk right into the first floor corridor of the gymnasium. If you want to walk over here, you could probably get a pretty good view of the quad. I know we're a little obstructed earlier. So the area down at Arcand, that's going to get a fence with a covered walkway in the area between the freshman academy and the gymnasium. That way, the quad can be open to students who are already inside the school without anybody outside the school being able to get into the quad area. We proceed down these stairs. These are
first.
temporary stairs here. Main stairs will be over there at different intervals. You'll have the ability, as you're walking up these stairs.
May I get a repeat from the beginning, please? Thanks.
To our right is what is going to be the main staircase. These large steps are for people to hang out on. There will be spots open in the railings on this side of the staircase, so as you walk up the main stair, you can then step onto this area to hang out in. And so we are back at the main entrance in the heart of the school, and that
Where's the
concludes.
restaurant gonna be? Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Dowd. Where's the restaurant gonna be?
The restaurant is going to be along the canal in the 1980s building in what is currently the cafeteria, and there's some office space on
And
currently.
that will have public access?
That will have public access from the main entrance.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah, so let's get them, maybe you guys have some questions.
Another part of the main entrance is, as you walk in the main entrance from the parking garage, you've got a large staircase here that will feed into a landing here. And then you see the silver wall with the 2 mark? That puts you right on the gym floor. In the northeast corner of the gymnasium. And again, just like we were saying downstairs with the kitchen and the cafeteria, those walls are all ready to just open next summer. So next fall when you come back to school, you'll be able to go up those stairs and walk right into the gym.
So the students won't have to walk all the way around to the back, under the
That-
sun,
that-
under that
that
little
goes
makeshift
away.
tunnel?
Everything's
connected.
Yes. In fact, the whole path along the canal, and the door that goes in the back of the gym, that door gets filled in, and what's currently that corridor behind the kitchen going into the gymnasium, that the freezer outside moves inside, and that corridor is going to be storage and walk-in cooler space for the kitchen. So that corridor goes away. And as I spoke of earlier, downstairs, you can walk right into the first floor corridor of the gymnasium. If you want to walk over here, you can probably get a pretty good view of the quad. So the area down at Arcand, that's gonna get a fence with a covered walkway in the area between the freshman academy and the gymnasium. That way, the quad can be open to students who are already inside the school without anybody outside the school being able to get into the quad area. These are temporary stairs here. The main stairs will be over there at different intervals. These large steps are for people to hang out on. There will be spots open in the railings on this side of the staircase, so as you walk up the main stair, you can then step onto this area to hang out in. And so we are back at the main entrance in the heart of the school, and that
Where's the
concludes.
restaurant gonna be? Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Dowd. Where's the restaurant gonna be?
The restaurant is going to be along the canal in the 1980s building in what is currently the cafeteria, and there's some office space on
And
currently.
that will have public access?
That will have public access from the main entrance.
Okay.
I want to begin by thanking Mr. Dowd for the tour. Incredible construction work, incredible job done by the team so far. So thank you for that. One question I had, will there be a security resource office where a police officer could be stationed in the main entrance area?
There will be a student resource office for student resource officers directly behind the security desk at the main entrance.
How accessible is how handicap accessible is the building compared to the old one?
The new and renovated existing buildings will be 100% handicap accessible. Elevators in every building. There will also be a new handicapped entrance on Kirk Street with an elevator in that staircase. That's probably the biggest change that you're going to see, because currently every entrance on Kirk Street is via steps, and one of those entrances, the steps will be removed while maintaining the historic character of the entrance with an elevator immediately accessible at that entrance.
On the tour today, we saw the brand new makerspace. What are the plans for that area?
The plans for that area are that it's going to be a very flexible space with numerous options for what the teachers want to use the space for and the students want to use that space for. We have budgets for 3D printers and other types of equipment, and we're currently working with the faculty, staff, and administration on fitting out those spaces.
So I wanted to bring up the water fountains just because of the lack of water fountains in the other buildings. So have you had any advancements or any new things that are going on for the building on water fountains?
Yes, very much so. All of the water fountains that will be installed will have bottle fill stations to be environmentally friendly. And I know there have been some issues in the existing school with water fountains, but there will be numerous new water fountains in the building with bottle fill stations.
So on the tour today, we were able to see the space that will eventually become the quad. It's a pretty big area, but in terms of the actual field, what are the dimensions and the size that we can expect?
I don't have the exact dimensions of the perimeter because it's a kind of odd triangular space, but I do know that the turf in the center that will be surrounded by benches and sidewalk areas, the turf area is 20 yards by 40 yards. Thank you for joining us. I know the project team of Suffolk, Perkins Eastman, and Skanska, along with all the trades, I'm very proud of all the work we put into place, and we look forward to you all utilizing the space this coming last week of August. So thanks again for joining me on the tour.
Thank you, Mr. Dowd.
You're welcome.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on this tour. The work and progress that's been done has been amazing. Thank you to Suffolk, Perkins Eastman, and Skanska. You guys are doing an amazing job on our school.
And we are so excited to see the new building, and we hope you guys are as excited as we are. So we'll be seeing you guys here on August.